Hey, what up, YouTube? What up, Fight World? It's your boy D Dynamite signing in, and I'm coming at you with some boxing. So, man, the WBA went ahead and issued a mandate for a fight to take place between Andre Ward, which is the super champion, and Carl Froch, which is the WBA regular champion. Now, people, I like this from the WBA, man. I gotta say, man, these sanctioning bodies these days, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're mandating the fights that people want to see. Okay? As a champion, you should not be allowed to hold on to the belt when you're not fighting. Okay? You need to be fighting. What the fuck are you the champion of when you're not fighting? So shouts out to these sanctioning bodies for making shit happen. Alright? Now, when this news came out, I was very curious. Very, very curious to see how Carl Froch would respond to this news. What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna vacate the belt like you did with the IBF? What are you gonna do? What's your next move? Now, what seemed minutes after I had that thought, Carl Froch comes out, calling out Andre Ward, challenging him to come to the UK for a fight. Now, when I heard this, I was like, well, oh shit. Are we going to get Froch versus Ward too? I mean, fuck, man. I've been wanting to see this fight for a few years now. Now, I mean, I'm one of those people who says, like, you know, Froch definitely should have fought Ward a few years ago. He had several opportunities. It shouldn't be a situation where he's forced to fight Ward, either vacate the title or fight Ward. He should want to fight Ward. He took an L to Ward, so this should be a fight that he should have wanted from a long time ago. It shouldn't take him having to give up a belt in order to say, I want to fight Ward. But I'm not going to complain about how it's happening. I'm just going to say that it's happening, and I'm going to be happy for that. So, man, let me just say shouts out to Carl Froch for stepping up, challenging Ward to a fight. Now, he didn't have to do this shit, people. He didn't have to. He didn't have to fight Ward. Even after the WBA mandated it, he could have vacated the title. Granted, he would have caught hell from people like me. You know what I mean? And I would have roasted his ass. I mean, you know, for the Froch fans out there, I mean, I already know I would have been getting shit from you guys because I would have roasted Froch's ass had he vacated another title to avoid yet another fight. Yes, he would have got roasted by me. But he stepped up, so instead of me roasting him, I can't do anything but give him my respect. Especially when Froch already came out and said that he doesn't think that he would win against Ward in a fight. All right, if they fought again. So now you're choosing to fight somebody you already admitted that you couldn't beat. So basically, you're fighting for principle and you're fighting for respect, which is something that I can respect. So once again, shouts out to the Cobra for that. Because whether he wins or loses, whether he thinks he can win or he thinks he's gonna lose, I just respect the idea that he's serious about taking this fight and not vacating that belt. So once again, shouts out to Carl Froch for that. But on another note, man, I want to point out these negotiations, man. Because the negotiations in this fight are going to be very, very tricky, people. And I know right now you're sitting down like, how is it going to be tricky? I'll tell you how it's going to be tricky. Okay, you look at both fighters. These are both side A quality fighters. Anytime that you have negotiations that deal with side A quality fighters, it's going to be tough. Now, what do I mean by that, right? Side A is basically the person that dictates the terms in the negotiations, for the people that don't know. All right, so recently, after Froch made his comments, Ward responded with comments saying that he's not going to allow Froch to dictate the terms of the negotiations. Speaking as side A. So this is a little tricky, and I'll tell you why. Now, Carl Froch has the bigger fan base. Okay, he just put 80,000 asses in seats in Wembley Stadium when he fought George Groves for the second time in the UK. There's not too much you can dispute when it comes to most fighters. He's also the WBA champion of the world. So if you're another fighter fighting Carl Froch, you pretty much have to sit the fuck down and listen to whatever it is he has to say. But in the case of Andre Ward, it's a little bit different. Because when Andre Ward comes to the table, he comes to the table with the fact that he's the WBA super champion. Okay, meaning he's the real WBA champion at 168 pounds. And he also comes with the fact that he beat Froch before. So with those two big facts on the table, he can basically take them and slap Froch in the head with them. I mean, those are two very important details. You gotta shut up and listen. Basically, Ward doesn't have to fight Froch because he beat him. And basically, he doesn't have to fight Froch because he's the real champion. So I don't know, man. I just feel like the negotiations here are going to be a bit of a nightmare. But I just want to see this fight, man. I think both fighters are different fighters than they were when they fought back in the Super 6. So I want to see this fight. I hope the negotiations go well. Make the motherfucking fight happen, man. But until next time, it's your boy D Dynamite signing out. Hit me up on Twitter at Box, capital X or capital X Die. You could also hit me up on Facebook at Box -sign or -die. And my website at Box -sign or -die.com. But anyway, it's your boy D Dynamite. I'm signing out. Holla at your motherfucking boy. And don't